Hey guys, Caitlin here, and I have officially and finally started my fellowship this past Monday actually. And I've been out of school for 3 months and I'm slightly terrified about what I do and don't remember, but as if I've had time to be terrified because Monday we were in orientation all day, a lot of new job stuff, and then Tuesday we talked about a lot of the electronic medical records we'll be using inside the hospital. And then tomorrow morning, I have lecture all morning. But I hope by the end of the week, I will have met everyone and really got into what the fellowship entails. In the meantime, I've spent a lot of time brainstorming on my path to become a PA fellow. And as I was sitting next to the other residents, I was thinking about all the qualities we must have had to become final candidates in this fellowship. So, for this video, I want to talk about what skills or qualities you need during a fellowship to really excel. The first quality I really want to illuminate is dedication. And I'm talking about dedication to the field you want to do your fellowship in. Now, I know I've mentioned this before, but during a fellowship, you are working more hours than a normal PA job, but you're probably getting paid less than half of what you would usually get during a normal PA job. Plus, you might be required to do guest lecturing, research, or required to go to lecture, also taking away from a lot of your free time already. So a dedication to whatever field you want to go into is very pertinent if you want to excel in a fellowship. The next thing I want to talk about is multitasking, or just juggling a lot of things at once. Fellows tend to take on a big load, but I believe that this really expedites the learning curve and really prepares us for the real life and the job that we want to go into. For example, you may have lecture in the morning and then you might have to go straight into your shift, a 12-hour shift thereafter, or you might be getting off a 12-hour shift and you have to prepare for your guest lecture speech the next morning. Multitasking is something we've been doing all of our life, and it's definitely nothing new to us going through PA school. And I'm sure I'm going to learn more and more about this later on in the year as more responsibility is thrown at me. Another thing I want to talk about is the ability to function on no sleep. Yet another thing you should be very good at after PA school. But I've heard from a couple different fellows after their residency and during their residency that this was harder to do during their residency when compared to their PA job after residency. Now, coffee has always been my friend, but sleep should be your best friend. And I really didn't make sleep a priority in PA school, but during my residency, I plan to do this in my free time and make it one of my top to-do lists. And in my times of fatigue, when coffee doesn't seem to touch my energy levels, I just think about the fact that medicine is my passion. I know it sounds lame, but we have all dedicated ourselves to the medical field. And with that, the patient is one of the top priorities. But just always remember, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your patients. The fourth thing I want to talk about is flexibility. Now, this is plain and simple to me. You must be able to shift your life around for this residency. The schedule might change every day, and you might be thrown a million different jobs in one day too. But just remember that this experience will challenge you and will change you for the better. You must keep an open and dedicated mindset, and with that comes flexibility. The last thing I want to emphasize is not only important in a fellowship, but important in all areas of medicine. And this is being a learner. Research drives medicine, and staying up to date on all guidelines is super important to be able to practice well and treat your patients the best that they could be treated. As Aristotle once said, you are what you repeatedly do. And if you repeatedly read and study articles, then you will do well in the medical field. And in my situation, you can't really study emergency medicine in the research lab because you can't induce an emergency per se. So when new guidelines come out on emergency medicine, it is super important to utilize it in your practice. And that's it, guys. The qualities of dedication, multitasking or juggling a lot of things at once, functioning on no sleep, being flexible, and being a learner are all qualities I think are super important in medicine and also during a fellowship. Tune in next Wednesday and see you then.